The space station horizon gleamed against the backdrop of Jupiter, Earth's furthest permanent military outpost. Commander Park stood at the observation deck, his weathered face reflecting centuries of human innovation born from conflict. "Incoming transmission, sir," Lieutenant Kim reported, her voice steady despite the unprecedented alert. "Unknown origin. Definitely not one of ours." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing a tall, spindly figure with iridescent skin. "I am emissary of the Galactic Hegemony. Your isolated world has been observed and is now required to submit to our authority." Park maintained his composure. "Earth welcomes peaceful contact with galactic neighbors, but we do not submit to demands." The alien's features contorted in what might have been amusement. "Your primitive species has no concept of our power. A demonstration fleet approaches. Prepare to witness true technological superiority." After the transmission ended, Park contacted Earth Defense Command. Director Lee's response was immediate. "Activate Protocol Thundercloud. We'll show them what primitive really means." Commander Park took a deep breath. The moment humanity had prepared for over centuries had finally arrived. First contact, but not as they had hoped. He walked to the station's command center, where his crew waited with tense expressions. "All stations, battle readiness," Park ordered. "This is not a drill." Lieutenant Kim's fingers flew across her control panel. "Sir, I'm detecting unusual energy signatures at the edge of our sensor range. They're unlike anything in our database." Earth had unified after the resource wars of 2189. Nations realized that survival required cooperation, not conflict. The United Earth Defense Force formed from the best military minds across the planet. They had prepared for this day, building weapons and defenses in secret. Station Horizon was more than an observation post. It was a fortress. "Commander, incoming message from Earth," said Officer Bake. "All defense satellites are activating. The lunar cannons are charging." Park nodded. Earth's secret weapons had never been tested in actual combat. Today, they would face their first real challenge. The first alien vessel appeared on their screens. It was massive, at least 3 kilometers in length. Its surface gleamed with a metal unknown to human science. 5 more vessels followed, each as large as the first. "They're broadcasting again," Kim said. The alien emissary appeared once more. "Your last chance to surrender, humans. Our demonstration fleet has arrived. Resistance will result in your destruction." Park smiled coldly. "We received your message. Earth has prepared a response." The emissary's eyes narrowed. "You have no concept of the technology you face." "Perhaps," Park replied, "it is you who lacks understanding." The connection ended. Park turned to his crew. "Battle stations. Activate Defense Grid Alpha." Hidden compartments on the horizon opened, revealing weapon systems that had been disguised as scientific equipment. The station's true purpose was now clear. "Sir, the aliens are charging weapons," Officer Bake reported, his voice steady despite the danger. "Hold position," Park ordered. "Let them fire first." The lead alien vessel released a beam of energy that streaked toward Earth. Before it could reach its target, a previously invisible barrier flared to life, absorbing the attack completely. "Quantum shield holding at 98%, Kim reported. They barely made a dent. The alien vessels adjusted their formation, clearly surprised by Earth's defenses. They prepared for another attack. Director Lee's face appeared on a secure channel. "Commander Park, we're ready down here." "The trap is set." Park nodded. "Understood, Director. We're ready to play our part." The alien fleet moved closer to Earth, likely believing their first attack had been too distant to be effective. They didn't realize they were being drawn into carefully planned killing zones. "They're entering the lunar orbit grid," Kim said. "All targeting systems locked." Park opened a channel to all Earth Defense Forces. "This is Commander Park. Execute Protocol Thundercloud." "I repeat, execute Protocol Thundercloud." Across Earth's orbit, hidden defense platforms suddenly activated. On the far side of the moon, Massive railgun installations that had been built in secret for decades powered up. From Earth's oceans, submarines launched specially designed missiles that could operate in the vacuum of space. The alien vessels were suddenly surrounded by Earth's true military might. They had expected a primitive civilization cowering in fear. Instead, they found themselves facing a species that had spent its entire history preparing for war. "Send a message to the alien fleet," Park ordered. "Tell them they have 30 seconds to power down their weapons and prepare to receive Earth's terms." The aliens' response was immediate. They fired all weapons simultaneously. It was exactly what Earth had expected. The trap was sprung, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy why challenging Earth had been a grave mistake. Admiral Song watched from the bridge of the EDS Indomitable as the hegemony's vessels emerged from light speed. 20 massive warships arranged in perfect formation. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies," Admiral, Communications Officer Choi announced. "Let's hear it," Song replied, adjusting her uniform collar. "Humans of Earth, witness the might of the hegemony. Your surrender will be accepted within the hour." Song smiled. "Tactical, activate ghost protocols. Deploy phantoms." Across Earth's orbital defense network, previously invisible installations shimmered into existence. Small, nimble fighters poured from hidden hangars, employing maneuvers impossible by conventional physics. The hegemony's first volley missed entirely, their targeting systems confused by quantum displacement fields. Earth's response was devastating. Precise strikes that crippled propulsion and weapons systems without destroying the vessels. Within 30 minutes, 19 hegemony warships drifted powerless. The 20th fled, jumping to light speed with Earth's message. "Consider your demonstration observed." Admiral Song stood tall on the bridge, her calm demeanor masking the fierce pride she felt. For decades, Earth had prepared in secret. The quantum displacement technology was their greatest achievement, a defense system the aliens clearly hadn't expected. "Status report," she ordered, watching as the Phantom fighters executed their final maneuvers around the disabled alien ships. Lieutenant Ryu looked up from his console. "All enemy vessels neutralized except for the command ship, which has flooded the system. Our casualties are minimal. 3 fighters damaged, no pilots lost." A cheer erupted across the bridge. Song raised her hand for silence. "The battle is won, but the war is just beginning." That ship will return to their hegemony with news of their defeat. On the main screen, the alien vessels drifted helplessly. Each was at least 5 times larger than the Indomitable, yet they had been rendered useless by Earth's superior tactics and unexpected technology. "Admiral, we're receiving transmissions from the disabled ships," Officer Choi reported. "They're requesting assistance. Life support systems are failing on 3 vessels." Song nodded. "Send rescue teams. I want prisoners for questioning, but ensure our people's safety first. No unnecessary risks." The bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency. Earth had trained for this moment ever since their long-range sensors first detected the hegemony's expansion toward their solar system 15 years ago. "Admiral, incoming transmission from Earth Defense Command," Choi announced. "Director Lee wishes to speak with you." The main screen switched to show Director Lee's face. Despite the victory, he looked grim. "Excellent work, Admiral. But our deep space probes have detected a much larger fleet assembling at the edge of our system. This was just the first wave." Song's expression remained unchanged. "How many ships?" "At least 500. They'll arrive within 3 days." The bridge fell silent. Even with their advanced technology, facing a fleet of that size seemed impossible. Song straightened her uniform. "Then we have 3 days to prepare our surprise. Initiate Phase 2. Director Lee nodded. "Already underway. The lunar shipyards are launching the remainder of our fleet. The quantum fold generators will be ready in time." After the transmission ended, Admiral Song addressed her crew. "Today, we showed them that Earth isn't the easy target they expected. Soon, we'll show them why challenging humanity was their greatest mistake." She walked to the tactical display where the disabled alien ships floated. Begin boarding operations. I want their navigation systems intact. We need the coordinates for their homeworld. The boarding teams reported success within hours. The alien crews had surrendered with minimal resistance, shocked by how easily their superior vessels had been defeated. Chief Engineer Nam entered the bridge, carrying what looked like a small metallic orb. Admiral, we've analyzed their propulsion systems. Their light-speed technology is impressive but inefficient compared to our quantum drives. Song studied the alien device. Can we track their command ship? Already done, Nam replied with a smile. They left a quantum wake we can follow directly to their fleet. As Earth prepared for the larger battle to come, research teams studied the captured alien technology. Medical teams treated the alien wounded, learning about their physiology. Intelligence officers interrogated the prisoners, gathering critical information about the hegemony's military structure. Admiral Song reviewed the battle footage in her private quarters. The aliens had fought with rigid, predictable tactics, the hallmark of an empire that hadn't faced a real challenge in centuries. Humanity, forged in the crucible of constant conflict, had developed adaptability and innovation the aliens couldn't match. She smiled as she sent her final report to Earth Defense Command. Phase 1 complete. Enemy underestimates our capabilities. Phase 2 deployment authorized. Humanity will not merely defend. We will take the fight to them. The Hegemony Council convened an emergency session. Grand Marshal War, Earth's military attaché, observed silently as the alien leaders argued. Their technology defies explanation. The Supreme Commander hissed. But they are one world against thousands. 3 days later, the Hegemony's true war fleet arrived. Over 500 vessels surrounding Earth in a sphere of apparent doom. In orbital command, Captain Kang monitored the deployment of Earth's secret weapon. Quantum fold generators at full capacity, General. General Yoon nodded. Execute Operation Checkmate. Across the battlefield, Earth's seemingly outmatched fleet of 60 vessels suddenly multiplied. Quantum displacement created tactical duplicates, each capable of inflicting real damage while being impossible to hit reliably. The Hegemony fleet broke formation, commanders panicking as their ships were systematically disabled by an enemy they couldn't effectively target. General Yoon delivered the counterattack order. Forward to their core worlds. It's time they learned respect. Grand Marshal War stood in the shadows of the Great Hall where the Hegemony Council met. The aliens did not know she was there. Earth's infiltration technology allowed her to observe without detection. She watched as the tall, spindly aliens with their iridescent skin argued loudly among themselves. Impossible. 20 warships lost to a primitive planet, shouted one counselor, slamming his long fingers on the table. The Supreme Commander rose from his seat. Our scout vessels clearly underestimated them, but they are still just one world. We will crush them with overwhelming force. Wa smiled to herself. The Hegemony had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. They had never faced a serious challenge. They did not understand what humanity had become through centuries of war and competition. She slipped away to send her report to Earth. Enemy deploying main fleet. 500 vessels minimum. Arrival in 3 days. Back on Earth, military bases around the world prepared. The quantum fold technology was their greatest secret. Developed after scientists discovered a way to create temporary duplicates of matter across dimensional planes, it had never been used in actual combat. In low Earth orbit, Captain Kang worked tirelessly at the control center of the quantum fold generator. She checked and rechecked the calculations. There would be no second chances. All systems green, she reported to General Yoon. Generators are ready. The general stood at the main viewing window of orbital command. Earth's fleet looked tiny, just 60 ships against the massive Hegemony armada now arriving at the edge of the solar system. All vessels, report status, General Yoon ordered. One by one, the captains of Earth's ships responded. All were ready. All knew the plan. All were prepared to fight for humanity's survival. The hegemony fleet emerged from light speed in a perfect sphere around Earth. Their formation was designed to prevent any escape and to demonstrate their absolute superiority. 500 massive warships, each bristling with weapons. Their broadcasting, General, Communications Officer Du announced. The Supreme Commander's face appeared on the main screen. Humans, your pitiful defense of your system was impressive but futile. Surrender now, or be destroyed. General Yoon smiled coldly. We will not surrender today or ever. Earth has a response for you. She nodded to Captain Kang, who activated the quantum fold generators. Energy surged through Earth's fleet. Each of the 60 ships seemed to shimmer and then, in an instant, became 600. The quantum duplicates were perfect copies, each able to fire weapons and take damage. The hegemony commanders were thrown into confusion. Their targeting systems couldn't distinguish between real ships and quantum duplicates. Their perfect formation began to break apart as ships fired at targets that vanished and reappeared elsewhere. All ships, execute attack pattern Delta, ordered General Yoon. Earth's fleet, now seemingly 600 strong, moved with coordinated precision. They targeted propulsion systems, weapons arrays, and command centers. They didn't aim to destroy, only to disable. On the hegemony command ship, the Supreme Commander watched in horror as his fleet was systematically taken apart by an enemy they couldn't effectively fight. Retreat. All ships retreat, he ordered, but it was too late. Within 2 hours, over 400 hegemony ships drifted powerless. The remaining 100 attempted to flee but found their escape routes blocked by quantum duplicates that seemed to predict their every move. General Yoon stood on the bridge of her flagship, the EDS Victorious. It's time, she said. Prepare jump drives for Centralia. Captain Kang looked up in surprise. The hegemony homeworld. But General, we've won the defensive battle. Why risk? Because they'll never stop, Yoon interrupted. They control thousands of worlds. This was just one fleet. We must take the fight to them now, while they're in shock. The fleet captains received their new orders with determination. The quantum fold generators were recharged. The damaged ships were repaired. Earth would not wait for the next attack. As the Earth fleet prepared to jump to light speed, General Yoon sent one final message to the crippled hegemony vessels. We could have destroyed you. Remember that when you report to your leaders, and tell them we're coming. The Earth ships vanished in flashes of light, leaving behind a graveyard of disabled hegemony vessels. For the first time in its long history, the Galactic hegemony faced an enemy that not only defended successfully, but dared to counterattack. The war had truly begun. The hegemony homeworld of Centralia loomed on the view screen of the EDS Dauntless. Colonel Shin surveyed the orbital defenses with professional interest. Their technology is impressive, she noted, but developed without the creativity warfare demands. Vice Admiral Han agreed. Broadcast the terms. On Centralia, Emperor Vex watched in fury as human terms were delivered to every communication device. Unconditional surrender or tactical demonstration. They bluff, the Emperor declared. No single world could defeat the hegemony. The humans demonstrated by disabling Centralia's planetary shield in precisely 3 seconds, then restoring it immediately. No permanent damage, Colonel Shin transmitted. Unlike your attack on our colony at Europa. Final opportunity for terms. The Imperial Guard surrounded their leader as riots broke out across the capital. The hegemony's millennia of dominance crumbled against the unexpected might of a single world they had underestimated. Colonel Shin stood with perfect posture on the bridge of the Earth flagship. The journey to Centralia had taken only 3 days using the coordinates captured from the hegemony vessels. The quantum drives had performed flawlessly. Around the EDS Dauntless, 60 Earth ships held position. Their quantum duplicates had been deactivated to conserve power. They wouldn't need tricks here. This was about showing strength. Scan complete, reported Officer Jin. Their planetary shield is powered by 3 main stations. Their fleet is scattered across the system. Most ships are still returning from Earth. Vice Admiral Han nodded. They never expected to fight a defensive battle here. Centralia was beautiful. Unlike Earth, with its vast oceans and white clouds, Centralia gleamed with golden continents and purple seas. Massive cities covered much of the surface. For thousands of years, this world had ruled the galaxy without challenge. "They're hailing us," Admiral said, Communications Officer Min. "On screen," Han ordered. A tall alien with elaborate golden markings appeared. "This is Prime Minister Dex of the Galactic Hegemony. Your presence in our home system is an act of war. Withdraw immediately or face destruction." Vice Admiral Han's expression remained neutral. "This is Vice Admiral Han of Earth. We are already at war, Prime Minister. Your fleet attacked our world without provocation. We are here to offer terms for your surrender." The alien's eyes widened in shock. "Surrender? The hegemony does not surrender. We have ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years. Your rule ends today," Han replied simply. "We will broadcast our terms to every communication device on your world. You have 1 hour to respond." Colonel Shin prepared the broadcast. The message was simple. The hegemony would cease all military operations immediately. Earth would oversee the transition to a new galactic governance system. Centralia would retain autonomy but lose its empire. As promised, the message reached every communication device on the planet. In palaces and homes, in government buildings and public squares, the people of Centralia heard the voice of a species they had never encountered before today. In the Imperial Palace, Emperor Vex raged at his advisors. How did they bypass our communication security? How did they reach Centralia so quickly? What kind of weapons do they possess? No one had answers. The hegemony had ruled so long that true innovation had stopped centuries ago. They had focused on expansion rather than advancement. "Your Majesty," the defense minister said carefully, "perhaps we should consider their terms. Our fleet is scattered. The reports from Earth indicate technology we cannot match." Silence. The Emperor roared. "They are bluffing. One world cannot defeat an empire of thousands." He sent his response to the human fleet. "The galactic hegemony does not negotiate with primitives. Leave our system or be destroyed." On the Dauntless, Vice Admiral Han received the message without surprise. As expected, Colonel Shin, proceed with the demonstration. Colonel Shin activated the targeting system. Earth scientists had analyzed the hegemony shield technology from the captured ships. They had found a resonance frequency that could disrupt the energy field without damaging the generators. "Target locked," she reported, firing quantum disruptors. From 3 Earth ships, invisible beams struck the shield generators. The golden bubble protecting Centralia flickered and vanished. The entire planet lay exposed to Earth's weapons. 3 seconds later, Colonel Shin reactivated the shield from her console. The demonstration was complete. "Transmit the message," ordered Vice Admiral Han. Colonel Shin opened the channel. "This is Colonel Shin of Earth. We have disabled your primary defense system. We could have fired upon your cities. We chose not to. Unlike your attack on our Europa colony, we do not target civilians. This is your final opportunity to accept our terms." On Centralia, panic spread. The shield's brief deactivation had been seen by millions. In the capital city, crowds gathered in the streets. Some demanded surrender. Others called for the Emperor to step down. The Imperial Guard formed a protective circle around Emperor Vex as reports came in of riots breaking out across major cities. Ministers and advisors fled the palace. "They cannot defeat us," the Emperor insisted, even as his world crumbled around him. "The hegemony is eternal." Prime Minister Dex approached the throne, escorted by military officers. "Your Majesty, we must accept their terms. They have proven their capability and their restraint. This is no longer about victory or defeat. It is about survival." As the deadline approached, the humans waited patiently in their ships. They had come not to destroy but to change the galaxy forever. One way or another, The age of the hegemony was over. 1 year after the Centralia Accord, Ambassador Bai addressed the first gathering of the Galactic Confederation in the Orbital Assembly Hall above Earth. The hegemony's mistake was assuming conquest breeds strength. She told representatives from 100 formerly subjugated worlds. Earth's history taught us that true power comes from cooperation tempered by healthy competition. Former hegemony worlds marveled at humanity's restraint. Where they expected ruthless conquerors, they found firm but fair partners who valued independence and innovation. "We don't seek an empire," President Moon explained at the signing ceremony. "We've studied enough history to know empires always fall. A confederation of equals, bound by mutual interest rather than force, that can endure." As the gathering concluded, Admiral Song stared out at the stars from her office on Luna Base. A message from the Frontier Fleet brought a smile to her face. 3 new civilizations had requested membership in the Confederation. Humanity had not conquered the galaxy. They had simply shown it a better way. The Great Hall floated in orbit above Earth, its transparent dome offering a view of the blue planet below. Inside, beings from 100 worlds sat together in a circle. There were no high seats or special places. All were equal here. Ambassador Boz stood in the center, her simple white uniform bearing only a small Earth emblem. She was not tall or imposing, but her voice carried strength born from humanity's recent victory. 1 year ago, the hegemony thought they could simply add Earth to their collection of conquered worlds, she said. They did not understand that our strength comes not from domination, but from our history of both conflict and cooperation. The alien representatives listened carefully. Many had lived their entire lives under hegemony rule. Some had been high officers in the old empire. All were learning a new way of existence. "Look at your neighbor," Ba continued, gesturing around the room. "Under the hegemony, you were taught to see each other as rivals or enemies. Now you sit together as partners." In the front row, a tall delegate from Centralia shifted uncomfortably. His world had ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years. Now they were just one voice among many. Their empire had fallen in a single day to a world they had never heard of before. "Earth could have replaced the hegemony," Ba said, addressing the discomfort directly. "We could have become the new conquerors. Our technology proved superior. Our tactics were better. But we chose a different path." On a floating platform above the delegates, President Moon watched with pride. The Galactic Confederation had been his idea. After the fall of Centralia, many had called for Earth to take control of the hegemony's vast territories. Moon had refused. "Sign here, please," said a human aide, presenting documents to the Centralian delegate. The alien looked at the paper with suspicion. "What guarantees do we have that Earth will honor these terms? You hold all the power." The aide smiled. "The guarantee is sitting all around you, 100 worlds bound together. If Earth tried to become a tyrant, we would face not one world but many." This was the genius of the Confederation. Power was balanced. Decisions required agreement from multiple worlds. No single planet could control the others. In her office on Luna Base, Admiral Song received the reports with satisfaction. The signing ceremony was going well. The former hegemony worlds were joining the Confederation one by one. Her screen lit up with a message from the Frontier Fleet. Captain Kang's face appeared, smiling broadly. "Admiral, we've made contact with 3 new civilizations beyond the old hegemony borders. They've heard about the Confederation and wish to join." Song leaned forward with interest. "Are they advanced?" "Very," replied Kang. "They were hiding from the hegemony. They have technologies we've never seen before. They're willing to share in exchange for membership and protection." This was exactly what Earth had hoped for. Not conquest, but partnership. Not subjects, but allies. Back in the Great Hall, the final signatures were being added to the Confederation Charter. President Moon stepped to the center of the room. "Today marks not the beginning of Earth's rule, but the end of rule itself," he said simply. "We have all studied history. We know that empires always fall. The hegemony lasted 10,000 years. But it still fell. We offer something different, a union of equals that can stand the test of time. The delegates rose and applauded. Many had come expecting new masters. Instead, they found partners. As the ceremony ended, Ambassador Bai joined Admiral Song on the observation deck. Together, they looked out at the stars. "Do you think it will work?" Bai asked. "Can we really change how an entire galaxy thinks about power?" Song smiled. "We already have." The hegemony thought strength came from fear. We showed them it comes from respect. In the vastness of space, ships bearing the new Confederation emblem traveled between worlds. Trade routes reopened. Cultural exchanges began. Former enemies became allies. Humanity had not conquered the galaxy. They had simply shown it a better way. The end.